Hi guys, and welcome back to another training video, and this time it's me actually training. Very simple. It's just me absolutely hammering myself on the hack squat for 10 minutes as often as I can, with no set rep scheme per se, just resting as and when my cardiovascular system needs it. If you haven't given this training strategy a try, by all means, give it a go. Pick a movement, pick a novel movement, something that doesn't require too much core stimulation, something that allows you to isolate a particular muscle group with quite a lot of emphasis. Obviously, I want a big compound movement here, but because I'm on a hack squat, it doesn't require tons of spinal erector, muscle activation. It's not a huge leverage on the spine. It's not all on the quads, but it's very sort of like knee dominant. I've been working up to being able to do this on this piece of kit for some weeks now, with bodyweight raised heel squats. I'll be covering that in another video pretty soon because I'll be using that as a training tool for my time away with the family. So this training session was just a little bit before the deload week came. I'm already feeling a lot more refreshed, and I want to say, this is one of the most effective training methods I have ever used for building muscle. It's just fantastic. I do it with push-ups, I've done it with bench press, I've done it with hack squats, I've done it with leg presses, I've done it with raised heel squats, I've done it with lunges and other single leg variations. Doesn't seem to bode too well for actual barbell squats and deadlifts because it's just too much leverage on the spine, and the lumbar erectors get really super pumped, and it's just not sustainable. However, when it comes to isolation movements, isolation compounds, you've got about a 10 to 20 minute timer of work on these, and for smaller muscle groups it works quite well too. So we're looking at sort of like your side laterals, your biceps, your triceps, your calf raises, leg curls, leg extensions. That's more of a sort of like 5 minute timer, and it's really simple. You set a timer and you go to work, and one of the perks of that is that it gets you into a state of focus like no other. It doesn't give you a chance to get distracted. It doesn't give you a chance to give yourself a break, and it maximizes the amount of repetition and volume that you can get done in a certain amount of time. So when you look at the list of factors that affect maximizing hypertrophy, things like movement novelty, lactate accumulation, work done, mechanical tension, loaded stretching on the muscle tissue, it really, depending on the movement. So in the hack squat, it's quite a deep position for the quads, and I could take that further. I think as my quads get stronger on this piece of kit, I will be able to sink in for a slightly deeper stretch where I get a bit more compression on my hamstrings and quads. But I don't think my knees are that strong yet with the quad strength that's required for that. So that will come, but still I'm hitting a huge range of motion here. I'm actually maxing out the range on the actual sled, so all I'd be able to do there is maybe pop on a pair of shoes with a slightly higher heel or a block and just move my feet slightly further down the actual foot plate. But this gets a massive pump. I would say this maximizes the blood flow to the target area that you're training, which is seen as like a pretty good indicator for building muscle. And it maximizes the accumulated localized lactate in the muscle tissue, the metabolites that are a stimulus for adaptation. I'm going to do another video on that because there's some really interesting research that was done in Japan on administration of lactate and growing muscle tissue as a result of it with no exercise. So that's really fantastic and like exciting. And because it sort of like maximizes like accumulation of lactate over time. There's a good range of motion, and also just the raw amount of work that you can get done. Like, it focuses you so much, and it really, and this goes into a little bit into what I studied in my university dissertation, and that really sort of like, it really plays on the mind's subconscious ability to pace itself, but also maximize the amount of work done in a specific bout of time. So if you've got point A to point B, your brain's very, very clever at calculating how much work it can squeeze into that period of time. And what will tend to happen is that you'll go out the blocks pretty hard, as I did. I think I started off with like a set 20, and then I was taking intermittent breaks in between. I was loosening my belt, getting a breather, and then as it got toward the end, I didn't know if I was going to crack 100 reps. I ended up getting 108, and as I got closer toward the end, because I wanted that 100, I started pushing a bit harder, because I knew I had that final destination of time. So incredibly focusing, maximizes repetition and work done. Pretty good range of motion, but that will vary on the movement pattern that you decide to choose, and what muscle group that emphasizes, and absolutely rinses the accumulation of localized lactate in the target area for the time that you're working. If you haven't, please give it a go. As long as you haven't got any injuries, you do need a good level of conditioning to do this. So I wouldn't say do this if you've been out of the gym for a little while. You need to be in good condition. I would say at least having a month of training under your belt consistently with no breaks. Possibly even longer. Obviously, I'm quite advanced, so this is pretty out there, and you don't see many people doing stuff like this, but I can tell you, my God, it works. Not the greatest for, I mean, it's not strength training, it's hypertrophy training, it's work capacity training. And oh my God, it's so much fun. Like, I know I'm in a lot of pain when I'm doing it, but I absolutely love it. Just being so involved in the movement and the way my body's reacting to the intensity of the exercise, and I can feel my legs blowing up. I can feel that my breathing's connected to driving more energy into that metabolism to make the activity work. I don't know, call me crazy, but like, I really, really thrive off that physical effort of just completely giving myself to a movement and an activity. But like, where does it come from? For me in particular, I think because I came from a rowing background, I really, that's what gave me the idea, is that like, my coach would get me to do like 20 and 30-minute pieces. I'd hate going for distance, but they gave me a timer. My God, like, I would absolutely froth at the mouth and get near to throwing up. And I think at the end here, in the intro, you can see me nearly throwing up. Like, I got near the end, I nearly threw up. But like, I was so happy about that. I'd done what I needed to do to maximize the training stimulus in this respect. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Am I going to be able to keep doing that with more load on the sled? Absolutely not. Like, as it loads up, I'm inevitably going to have to start taking some breaks. But am I going to try? Hell yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting going forward. But like, as I'm getting used to this machine, given how long my femurs are, like my quads need a lot of conditioning to be able to just do this on the machine. I think the sled weighs about 70 kilos. So I'm really pleased with how the raised heel bodyweight squats have conditioned my legs to be able to do this and pain-free. So I am very excited about how this is going to carry over to my back squat and just my general leg mass and strength. Quads can never be too strong. If you look at how much a wrap around someone's knee in a quick powerlifting can boost their squat by like 50 kilos, it's clear that quads can pretty much just never be too strong, no matter what movement pattern you're doing. So yeah, doing this is really, really gonna help me really build my legs, and it's something I enjoy doing, something I don't have to set up. I can just get in there and do it, so it's very time efficient as well. So yeah, here's to me absolutely killing myself. I hope you enjoy. If you're still listening at this point, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe for more crazy training or interesting research to support the training itself. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a little bit of, well, I've done a little bit of research on the paper that supports the idea of accumulation of lactate for muscle hypertrophy, and hopefully I'll be able to talk about some of the mechanisms behind that on a biological level. All right, guys, thanks very much for tuning in again. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.